Okay.
That's the weird part, to be recorded.
So we're gonna start. Hi everyone. My name is Angie Angela Abreu, and I am the founder of Dominican Writers Association. Dominican Writers is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to publishing the works of Dominican writers and also just providing authors of any and every background with the tools and resources to publish, whether it's traditionally or self-published. If you guys have any questions about the kind of work that we do, you can always visit our website at dominicanwriters.com and just follow us on social media. Okay, I answer the emails and the DMs. So if you ever want to send a message, I'll be the one reaching back to you as soon as I can. And I am going to introduce our managing editor, Jamberly.
Okay. Okay, great. I am Jamberly, like she just said. I am a volunteer at Dominican Writers. I think we're going on a year now. So I was a writing major in school, and I worked at the Feminist Press, and I mentored at Girls Right Now. And so I just started volunteering at Dominican Writers after my kids went to school. And yeah, so this all just kind of happened. We thought of the idea of cuenticos, and one thing led to another, and we have 3 chapbooks now. I know some of you already submitted, so thank you for joining me. I love you so much. These are the chapbooks, guys. This is what we're working on. So the thing is, now that we're going on to the 3rd chapbook, oh wait, I didn't even mention that we have now a Spanish editor and translator, thank God, because I know how to write in Spanish, but the little accents and stuff, yeah, I needed her. So she's joining us, Nicole. She's gonna be here with us on the next workshop. So you can meet her, and if you write in Spanish or even include some Spanish into your work, she's gonna be the one that's, checking us all. Okay, so yeah, so now that I'm working on the 3rd Cuenticos, I realized that a month is not enough time to send out a call for submissions and expect everyone to just send me this finished product and just put out into the world. So I mean, to be fair to the writers and to us, so we don't have to rush this whole process, this is what we thought of the workshop. So here we are. This is going to allow us weeks together to work on different types of pieces in order to come up with the final product. So the topic of this call for submissions is going to be de eso no se habla, like frases de censura, all the things that we don't talk about, self-censorship, and how our culture, there's certain things that, you go through, like generational trauma and things like that, but you don't talk about it. And that's what we're going to be exploring through prompts here in the workshops, and also writing exercises. So then I'm going to create a folder. I'm going to send you a link, and we all are going to submit our essays. And there's going to be a folder where the rest of us will give input. So I hope that works for everybody. That's my little introduction. In a few minutes after our first writing prompt, I want to go and have you all introduce yourselves, and you can tell me a little bit about what you want to get out of this project. So that way we can all benefit from this. Okay, so any questions so far? Anything? It's my first online workshop. I've done a lot of in-person ones, so help me out here. No awkward silences, okay? Okay, I guess I'll just give the first prompt. I'm gonna give you guys 15 minutes. I'll set a timer, and we're gonna go ahead and write about, hold up, I wrote it down. The first mental health issue that we're gonna explore, which will be imposter syndrome, like feeling of inadequacy, or any anecdotes you have around this topic. I want, I'm so exaggerated, either worst case scenarios or best case scenarios, but go ahead and take 15 minutes and write about anytime you felt inadequate in any situation, in your writing or in a job or anything. Okay.
So Jamberly, you might want to explain to folks what imposter syndrome is for those who don't know.
Okay, so imposter syndrome is like when a high achieving individual is like plagued by an inability to internalize their achievements. Like you have this persistent feeling of being a fraud, like you don't belong in a certain environment. Like, for example, I feel like imposter syndrome right now, seeing how you guys are awesome writers and I am here hosting a workshop to help you write, which sounds silly to me, but that's my own insecurities. So that's an example, which I'm going to go write about.
Right. So just to add on to that, imposter syndrome is very common among writers, especially those who have never published or written anything lengthily before, because they feel that they can't call themselves writers simply because they haven't been published. So it happens in all facets and all careers. It's just you feeling like you're not where you're supposed to be. Like someone probably gives you a title and maybe you feel that you don't fit that title.
Or even as immigrants being in like white spaces, or, you know, like, do I even belong in this school or in this job or in this environment? There's different ways to feel that way. So, yeah.
I think someone is raising their hand, Jamberly.
Raising their hand.
Yeah, I have my hand up. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I just wanted to clarify, because you want us to write about our own personal experience, or you want something creative? Because you call it a prompt, so I don't know if we're just gonna share our personal experience or we're just gonna.
No, yeah. No, write about your own personal experience in whatever creative way that you choose to write.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Hey guys, time's up. I realized that I was going so fast. I didn't even mention why we created Cuenticos. Of course. Let me just say that after all the school and all the writing classes that I took, I've never felt more connected to anything as much as I have with the essays that you guys have been submitting. I love the community that Angie has created because these essays, like I could really relate to them. They're the voices of our people. They're in Spanglish, which I love. The format is completely different. And so, yeah, we thought it was very important to create stories where we can all relate to each other and find writing that's like ours and promote our writing. So I definitely feel like it's important to see it out there. I worked in publishing and nowhere had I seen anything like it. I thought I was the only one that mixed poetry with Spanglish and essays. And that's why I immediately connected to Coylin's essay writing, because I was like, oh, wait, this is familiar. So that was very important for me to mention, because since we're creating this work together, I wanted to make sure that we all knew the importance of it. And yeah, so that was my little thing. And also because we're going to be touching on mental health and very taboo topics that we don't usually talk about. If anyone has any triggers or anything that they feel uncomfortable discussing, also let me know. Okay, so when we write, all I'm going to offer you transparency. I'm just going to say whatever's on my mind. I'm just going to be completely clear and in the entire process that we're going to be doing. If you've read any of my emails, if you've worked with me before, that's kind of what I do. And all I expect, no rules, no like writing rules or anything. I just want your authentic voices, authenticity, like just be raw, just don't hold back. That's the only thing. Okay, so does anyone want to share anything that they wrote for this prompt for the topic of imposter syndrome?
I can share. So my name is Pagy, and so mine is titled Sunset. This is rough because it's something that I've dealt with for a while. So here it goes. Where am I? I don't belong. Far from home. Hold on. Okay. Where am I? I don't belong. Far from home. Destiny unknown. Where am I? I don't belong. Voices cracking. Mind is lacking. Where Where am I? I don't belong. It's only a matter of time. The steepest hill to climb. Where am I? I don't belong. One step forward, two steps backward. Where am I? I don't belong. Sunlight fading. I wasn't meant for greenness. That's it.
That's what I'm talking about. That it just gave me chills through my whole body. Thank you for sharing that. I know that must have been very difficult. We all felt that emotion. But bring that to everything that you write. This is your space for release. So I want to see more of that.
Thank you.
Anybody else have a comment or your own piece to share?
I have a comment. I really like the repetition of it. it kind of felt every single time a little bit more intense. Yeah. And then I have a piece to share. It's not done, but here it is. So I have everything to gain. After being diagnosed with a rare autoimmune disease, I stopped feeling like an imposter. I started writing with a stronger voice, not because I was sad or felt like life was short. I simply stopped giving a fuck. Thanks to weeks of rolling onto a bedpan to pee and poop, I have found my place and my footing in the world. I don't feel embarrassed to ask for help anymore, and I don't feel the need to prove myself to anyone. Having an illness has pushed me to embrace all of my shortcomings and remember that I am unique and my process is meant to be different from everyone else. And at the end of the day, I've learned we all want to get it right. Growing up, I did suffer from a crippling case of imposter syndrome. At family functions, I felt out of place. I was more Americanized, and because I didn't really feel embraced by my family or felt a true connection with my culture, I was timid in public places. I made up scenarios in my head about what others thought of me. Esa muchacha no sabe bailar, qué desperdicio de cuerpo. So I got used to fading in the background and avoiding the dance floor. Now, I can't wait to hit the dance floor, not because I can dance any better, but because I have the mobility and strength to move. And that's where I stayed, kind of.
I love it. It was like short, but you can feel the resolution at the end, you know, like it wasn't just the imposter syndrome. It wasn't just a problem. It was a resolution at the end. And that little Spanish really, really got me. Anybody want to comment on that?
I wanted to say something. I didn't think of this before, but it's like as a writer, you know, the imposter syndrome for us can come from a lot of places, especially when we are comparing ourselves to other writers around us, and a lot of times they're writers, white writers, just to say. But you made me think in your piece that our imposter syndrome, especially since we want to be writers and can come from our family, they're the ones that like when you tell them what you do and what you want to do, they'll always ask for things like, oh, ya tú tienes un libro, or like how come, you know, and that's it's very hard because, yeah.
Can I just add to that, Alex? I agree with you 100% because growing up, you know, my idea was I'm gonna be a writer, right? But then slowly when you start to share that, people are like, what? Tú sí vas a pasar hambre, you know, you're gonna be hungry, like a writer, stop dreaming. So when that becomes like the narrative of every single adult in your life, you're like, wait a minute, it's true, like what am I thinking? This is a dream. And then when you grow up, you know, public school, a college where you're not introduced to any type of diversity in books, you know, now, you know, I have 2 kids. Now my son who's in 6th grade, he's reading books that are so diverse. I'm so happy because he can see himself in these characters. He can relate to them. And representation goes hand in hand with like imposter syndrome because it's like, who cares about your story? No one has written it before. And then you start to like write like that, like a gringa, but like that's not what you know. And then you start to lose that connection with who you are, which is what makes your writing so beautiful and unique and special, right? So whenever I feel like I'm unraveling, which is every day, because I feel like I'm an imposter every day in everything I do at work and life, everything. I kind of like look at my shelf that's full of all of my journals from like years. And it's not like I'm pretending. I'm a writer. You know, that's what grounds me. Like, look at that shelf, girl. These are your writings, you know? So yeah, this is a hard topic. Trying very hard not to cry right now, so I am gonna just mute myself.
This is why we're here. And that is my point. All those years in school studying all these writers and never saw any representation. This is why we're here, guys. Okay.
Even even the term imposter syndrome being invented by 2 white women, which is something I didn't know about when I first heard the term. So I started to use it. And then I was like, wait a minute. And then I try not to use it as much anymore because, again, it was a term now utilized to perpetuate the way things are. So you continue to be in this spiral of I don't belong. When that was not a self-diagnosis, that was, again, another term put into our communities.
I didn't know that. You see, I can learn from you. That's craziness. Does anyone else want to share how you feel on this?
Hi, I want to share. I'm not my writing, but just on the topic. Hi, my name is Jolly, everybody. I live in New York. It's gonna get a little loud in the background because I live in the Heights, so bear with me. So I think for me, imposter syndrome, like my imposter syndrome comes majority from family. Family definitely makes you feel that because they didn't earn it, you because they feel that you can, because they feel that they can obtain it, like they look at you like, ¿quién eres tú? Like you can obtain it. So they make you feel that way. And then when you do obtain something, just because, you know, they don't support you, there's no congratulations, stuff like that. So they definitely, so imposter syndrome definitely comes from a lot from family. That's what I would say about the topic. But I've like overcome that a lot because it's like I had to always say affirmations to myself that like I earned this, like I am worthy of this because I did earn it. I didn't cheat myself out. Like I set myself to something, I worked for it, and that's that. So, but it's an everyday like struggle. That's what I'll say about the topic.
Thank you, Jari. Yes. Who are all the people that didn't believe in you? Go on you. But what are they gonna say? No, it's true. Family, they can knock you down. I started doing this Contigo thing and tell me what my family is. Oh, but like, are you making money? Oh, but like, are you making commission from every book you sell? No, I did something I love. Like, be happy for me. And you wait for that recognition. You wait for that congratulations, and it doesn't come. But you do what you do. You do your affirmations, and you tell yourself, you know what? I wrote this. I can do this. I know I'm good. So, that's another twist on it. Just know your worth, I guess. Okay. So if no one else is going to share, I actually do want to go and for everyone to introduce yourselves. Let us know if you wrote for Cuenticos, if you've been published, if you're just starting your writing journey. Where are you in your writing process? And what do you want to get out of this? What can we offer each other? So anyone want to start, or should I go by alphabetical order? Anybody? Let's hear. I'll put on my list.
I'm happy to start.
Okay, thank you.
So my name is Henry Suarez. I have contributed for Cuenticos. So for the Dominican Moms Be Like, and most recently for the Sion Papi. I'm love that you got that handy. Going back for a quick second about because with the topic with regards to being the imposter syndrome. Yeah, family is great, but they can absolutely be toxic. So like one thing that really resonates with like what Yali was saying, and with that, everyone, I recently wrote a piece about my grandmother, right? And like in it, like I felt like it just felt good. Like I was like, damn, I love this lady. Let me write about her. And then I was like, yo, let me share this with my cousins. And like I sent it out, And then immediately it was like, oh, pero ¿por qué tú no me mencionaste? Ay, tú no te acuerdas esta vez. Y que te aquello, pero acá. La historia no era de ti, era de abuela. And so, like, it just kind of, it gets under your skin, because then you're just like, damn, man, to this song, as we say, demagogo. Like, it was just me sharing my emotions, but, you know, they'll bring you down, and if you let it, like, it'll just tear you apart. So I definitely feel that. Now back to the topic at hand with regards to my writing.
Let me interrupt you. I
Please.
just want folks to be mindful that there's some people in this group who do not speak Spanish.
Oh, sorry.
So if you share anything, please translate it so that everyone understands what you're saying, okay? Go on.
All right, so I'll translate that. So basically I sent it out, and then a couple of my cousins were, one of my cousins, she is very particular. She immediately asked, like, oh, well, why didn't you mention this story? Or like, you know, there were no specifics. Like, I just talked about our cousins in general. But, you know, it's just, rather than congratulate you, immediately say, oh, what about me? What about me? This shit ain't about you. It was about our grandmother. So you go write your own story. With regards to where I'm at with my writing, like I put together a few stories, and I have some projects that I hope to focus on and actually buckle down and put out. And that's kind of the goal with this workshop, is to find the motivation, hopefully, you know, kind of break out of the funk, put those together, and ultimately, yeah, just share my voice. I think, like many of us have said, there aren't enough voices that sound like ours. And even within us, even though if we are the same community, we all sound unique. So I think everybody brings their own piece to the table. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody else? Who's up? Who's up? Nobody wants to talk about themselves? Come on.
Call people out, Jamberly. Alex raised his hand.
I'm gonna have to.
I can go. I'm unmuted, right? Yeah, I always forget. All right, so, oh, wow, I'm get to brag a little bit about myself now. No, I actually, I graduated with a creative writing degree in Hispanic Studies. I wrote it down here. I actually have a story in Kislaona, which I'm very excited about. I just got another story published in Smokelon magazine, the first story that I ever written in Spanish. And what else? I've been part of Tin House, the workshop. I've also been part of Clarion West, which is very difficult to get into. I've written 4 novels. I have not sent. There's one of them that's ready for submissions, but I've not sent any yet. No queries yet.
So is this where your imposter syndrome comes in? 4 novels, Alex? 4?
One, well, just three are like rough draft. One of them I've worked on it for years, that it's ready to be sent. But and I actually have what's it called? An agent that told me that when I was done to know. But I don't know if she was just being nice. So yeah, it is the imposter syndrome. It is imposter syndrome. And what I want from here, I want a community. Like I have several communities over the years, and but none of them have been Dominican like this. And I know, like, when I was at Clarion West, I did what you said, like, you know, just let go and write what you want to write. And they wanted me to let go and write what I want to write. So my stories have a lot of Spanish and a lot of Dominican specific words. And, you know, it was not very well received because of that. And we had a lot of issues because of that. But you know, that's why the Kislaona piece that I wrote is so special to me.
Where?
Because
So your work was, you submitted your work where, and it wasn't well received?
no. No, this is the 6-week workshop in Seattle that I just did over the summer. There was just one Hispanic writer, and she was amazing. She like loved everything I made, but everybody else had a little, difficulty following along.
So was the majority of the participants white?
Yeah, well, no, they were all races. There were a few white ones, but Claire and West is lately.
Okay.
That's why I don't know if you've seen me on Instagram lately. I've been like asking around to see if anybody knows that has there been any other Dominicans, because I do think I'm the first Dominican to ever be part of Claire and West.
The majority of those residency programs are very white spaces.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that you had that experience.
Yeah. I had a great experience.
Yeah, but besides having, it feels a type of way when your work is being questioned because you don't understand, because the reader doesn't understand it. So it's kind of like invalidating your experience and whatever you're sharing.
Yeah, and so somebody else mentioned here, I'm sorry, I forgot who, that they felt like they needed to kind of imitate how a white person writes. And I caught myself and I stopped myself, because like, this is not me. This is not what I want to write. So yeah, and even on my Instagram, I've said like I was very proud of, if I am the first Dominican, I was very proud of the work I did, because it was very Dominican. All those white people, they were all mixed, but all those white people had to read a whole lot of Dominican stuff. That's it. I'm done.
I want to see what you wrote. You gotta send it to all of us.
I mean, by the way, Jamberly is not going to share this, but I'm going to share it on her behalf. She does help writers with their query letters, with their cover letters, with their synopsis. She will help you edit your book, all of that good stuff. So do reach out to her if you're getting ready to query an agent.
Thank you. Yes, I do that. Way better at that than the whole talking part, but let's go on. Who's next? Should I call somebody out? I know I recognize a few names. Angeli, I recognize your name, so I'm gonna call on you. It's the first time I'm meeting you though. So tell us about yourself.
Hi everyone. My name is Angeli, and well, I sort of I never published anything. I mostly got in that I was a good writer in school by professors. So I was just like, okay, yeah, this is a good essay, and keep going. But I would get it constantly. I'm like, okay, now I got to take it serious. But it never hit me to actually, say, okay, there's a whole book that you can, write about. So in 2020, that's when you get a little bit of solitude after you graduate, and then you're like, okay, so what's next? Is it going to be grad school? Is it going to be something? But within grad school, there was no passion. So I started writing on my own. Like I will always find myself writing on my notes on my phone. And then I saw that there was a Dominican writer. So I started following them, and I'm like, okay, I could be this. I could do this. So I submitted myself for the submission of Sion Papi. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to tell my father's story, but it's a way of honoring him and getting myself started. It's like a promise. Like if you write about him, then maybe you can hear a part of yourself that you can finally see and be proud, and you will never stop from there on. So I'm here now because of that. It's my second step. I don't want to stop, or I don't want to fall back and say, no, I will do it on my own. I want to create or be part of a community where everybody's working towards the same thing and the voices are similar. So that's where I'm here. And I hope that everyone gets to read the Sion Papi part that's coming out. No. Okay, that's all.
Thank you. Yes, Sion Papi is coming out soon, I promise. It's pretty good. Yeah, Sion Papi took forever. There's like 21 essays on that one. So yeah, that's fun. Koilan, introduce yourself. You're in 2 of our chapbooks. Let's go.
Hi, everyone. I'm Quaylen. My very first publishing was with Dominican Writers. So thank you so much to Angie for taking out her time also to like do a little one-on-one with me and motivate me. Oh my gosh, she gave me so many good gems that I still hold on to today. And it gave me so much validation too when I got published, because I was literally talking to myself like, if I don't get published, I'm just gonna stop. Like, that's it. God, close this door forever. Like, I have to stop wasting my time. So when I got published, that shift of like, oh, my stories matter. It's so crazy how immediate that is. And, you know, that's why I'm always like validation and your stories being heard is such an important role. And also seeing other people write your stories. But I do have, and I've always been talking about in my little chapbook, that one day I'm gonna let go of and just release it out into the world. It's just so hard when you work on something for so long and it's so personal, and it's like, am I ready for people to see and read all of this? But I think that I'm almost there. I already asked Jamberly, you know, I already inquired. So for her services, I don't know how you have the time to do everything that you do, but God bless you. But I'm gonna do it soon. And that's pretty much it. I'm always writing and looking for new opportunities. So I definitely am looking forward to this workshop and just creating that writing environment with fellow writers.
Thank you, Koylin. I do want to share that even though I haven't, how do I say this? So every single one of you who has been published by Dominican Writers, I have nothing to do with it. Okay? I don't see your submission. I don't see your piece. I don't know who has submitted until I get a final manuscript. So just to make that clear because I don't want you guys to put it in your head that, oh, Angie encouraged me and she's the one that's picking me to get published. No, I'm not. Okay. Jamberly reads everything and works on everything with you guys. And then at the end, when that manuscript is getting ready to be designed and published, that's when I find out who has submitted. Okay, so it has been on your own merit. I'm just here to encourage and motivate you all to give it a try, right? Because when you are partnered with a wonderful editor like Jamberly, it works out. Because a lot of people stop themselves from submitting because they feel that, okay, I'm a horrible writer, this doesn't make sense, this is not a cohesive piece. But without keeping in mind that that goes through an editing process who helps you polish it to the point where it's ready to be published. Okay, and it's just allowing yourselves to go through that process. So everyone here who has published, Paji has a children's book that we worked on together, and everyone else who has worked with me. I'm just here to encourage you and motivate you, not to publish you. I mean, in the sense that I don't pick your piece. Okay.
Well, I want to publish you guys. So this is why we're doing the radio, because you know the submissions process is so annoying, because you can send off your work and it's like you're already self-conscious about it. I don't know about you guys. I am. You send it off and you don't know what happens to it. You don't, and then you get a letter either yes or no, but it's like, what? Why are you not accepting my work? Why are you not getting back to me? What's going on behind the scenes? Like, did you even get a chance to check my email? Did you not like the cover letter, or do you not like my work? And so that's what I want this to be. I want to go from the beginning of creating the piece and then go behind the scenes through the submissions process. Like, what is catching my attention? What do you need work on? And what happens after that? Like, what is the editing process? What, like cutting pieces or doing the author bio, or, you know, so there's so much that goes into it, but nobody tells you. Editors don't have time. They don't have time to email everybody back, or they send you a template. When I was an intern, when I worked at Feminist Press, when we would read all these submissions and the interns would go and check it out. It wouldn't even get to an editor. It would just be the interns would like, this is good or this is not good, but like, it's all their opinion. So.
And it works like that in publishing too. They have assistants
Yeah, it
editors.
never
And if
gets,
they don't like your story,
it doesn't get to anybody else.
it doesn't get to the editor's hands.
Yeah. So, and then so I read these submissions and I'm thinking, I don't want to say no to any of them because like, it's not that there's a bad essay. They just need to work on maybe this or maybe that, or let's make it good together. Like you can send me 3 sentences and we're going to make it into 1,500 words one way or another. Like, let's do this. Yeah, I'm just one person and now Nicole is joining the team. And so I want to give everyone a chance to actually work on their essay before just, you know, sending it off anywhere, whether it's to us or to another publisher. I want it to be ready and I want you to know what goes on behind the scenes. So that's why we did this. So yeah, that's enough of me talking. Who are you missing? Who wants to introduce themselves and their work? Anybody?
I can go next.
Oh,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna go next because I gotta run to the bathroom in a second, take a break. Oh, it's such a humbling experience to be here. I wouldn't say I'm a writer, but I like to be in room with writers. I would say I'm a storyteller for sure. I learned at an early age how to use my voice, especially for when my families, my communities weren't represented in the rooms that I was in, and I wanted to be that representation. I do for work. I started doing a lot of public speaking, and now for my career, the next step is to write a book, self-publish a book to get out there. So I'm trying to do that in 2023. So similar to a lot of you, this is kind of a small step to kind of stop procrastinating and just do it, and break down that process. So I'm really excited to not just get to it, but also do it in community. And to be honest, if like at this point, if no one reads it, it's definitely been healing. Like just even hearing all of you, it's a healing process for me to write about my own journey and something that we don't talk about. Like I tell my mommy, hey, I started to see a therapist last year. She still's like, sopa loco, you know, that's for crazy people. And so this is why this work is important to as part of mental health.
Well, I'm so glad you're here because that's literally the topic of the entire workshop. And it is supposed to be healing and it's supposed to be a safe space. And I hope that we can do that together and get comfortable together enough to explore different topics on mental health. I mean, because seeing a therapist, talking about issues, it's not a thing. I don't think in our culture. I feel like even my husband's like, what the heck is anxiety? Like, ponte a trabajar, like do something, then you won't feel that way. And it's just like, I think writing is a good way to let it out and share with each other. So, okay, thank you. Back, how do you pronounce your name? Oh, she went to the bathroom, right? I love that there's so many Y names here. I've never seen that ever. Paji? Paji, okay. And you said she's worked with you before. Can you tell us a little bit about
Oh, yeah. So I self-published a bilingual children's book. When was that? 2020, I think it was. No, my son was born 2020, so 2021. 2021. And it's Volveré de Nuevo, I Will Come Back. And I wrote that piece when he was 8 months old. I was in the military and they sent me away for 2 months and I just kind of broke down. So I guess for me, writing has been very healing, but I never thought that I could do it because, you know, in our family, writers don't get money. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna pay the bills? All that stuff. So yeah, so I wrote that when I was in the military, and I sent it out to a couple places and I never heard back. And, you know, that's just a kick to the balls. So I was like, okay, I suck, because I wrote this in 2016 and I had sent it out and nothing. And I was like, all right, it's not meant to be, blah, blah, blah. And finally in 2020, I decided to go see a therapist. And I also decided to publish my book. And since then, you know, I have been going to therapy for like a year. But with my move, I moved to to Michigan from North Carolina. I haven't seen her in wow, I thought I was okay. Anyways, I'm going to write because it's what I was meant to do. And I no longer care what people think. I'm gonna get there, whether it's now or later. And so that's why I'm here. I'm here because I've been going at this alone for years. And it's only now that I realize you can't do things alone and that you need community. So I've been taking days as they come, making a choice every day. And since I decided to start writing, I already filled out notebooks upon notebooks of random thoughts in my mind. So I don't even know what I said or anything. Bueno, I need to find a therapist in Michigan. That's number one. And I'm going to keep coming to these meetups. I just recently started posting on my Instagram just daily things that come to my mind. So if you guys want to check that out, I'm just tired of hiding. I'm tired of not being seen. Okay, I'm done.
Well, you are one of us now, and we are embracing you, and you're not alone, not through this, not anymore. We are here. We're here for you. Yeah, everyone, if you see the comments, everyone, like, thank you for sharing that. It's brave to be so vulnerable, to just put yourself out there, and we appreciate it. Jadi, you want to talk?
Yeah. Yes. All right. I'll talk about myself for like a minute. All right. So my name is Jadi. Yeah, I'm a writer. I'm based in New York. También, I'm also the coordinator for the Dominican Writers Salon. So if you're looking to facilitate a salon, come holla at your girl, because it's with me, you gotta sign. Yeah, what else about me? Oh yeah, I started a blog like about 6 years ago, which actually dealt with mental health. And I would definitely share that the blog actually saved me, because I started it after I had like a really bad time in my life, and I had to quit my job, and I had like no money. So I just needed like space just to kind of like express myself. But it's like I also needed it for my own healing, for my own just to stay on earth, like just stay alive. I needed that. So I did that. I've been doing that for 6 years, but I haven't been on it as much because life is lifing for me right now. So yeah, but the blog did save me. Writing has saved me. Writing is a tool that I use for my mental health and just to kind of like express myself. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't know what else to say. That's it about me. But I would definitely also say that community as well has saved me. So I am grateful for this safe space. and I'm hoping to. I just cannot wait to read everybody's stories and essays. That is all.
You mentioned that other book you just published, or
Oh yes! Oh my God! Thank you, Jamboree, because I don't really like talking about myself. I like to like talk about everybody else in a positive way, not like that. So yeah, I did publish a blog guide, an ebook. It's actually on my website, and it was edited by Jamboree. Thank you. It was, so I will actually be hosting a workshop on that on the Writers Salon on September 18th. And yeah, that's what I've done. I am working on a short stories collection that I've been working on for 2 years. It's just been I think I just have to let the story just sit for a bit before I could come back to it. And then I'll be ready. I think I am ready, but I feel like I'm not ready to reread it again because maybe there's some stuff that I haven't gotten over it. But yeah, that is what I'm working on. My day job is I do work in I work in the child welfare system. So that has been a lot of learning, a lot of reflection, but I've also been doing a lot of research on the topic of like kids and foster care and how they have been and how kids and how lack of resources separate families and kids end up in foster care. So I've been doing a lot of research on that because it has also been affecting me, because it has affected my community as well. And also I also host a monthly writing workshop every third Wednesday of the month. And that is all.
I'm embarrassed to say that I have not joined any of the workshops on Sundays because, the family and everything. But is it like a setup like this where, you have the facilitator and everyone's like writing and okay. Just wondering.
So we rotate facilitators. So every Sunday is a different facilitator and a different topic. So it is a great place for you to come and try out different genres, be in community with other writers, just nourish your writing and whatnot. So we've hosted the salon since the beginning of the pandemic. We went digital. It was an in-person meeting that we used to have in my apartment. But when the pandemic hit, we went online. And we've had maybe about, I don't know, Jadi, we've had about 600 writers come through.
Yeah, we have a lot of writers. I will definitely say that a lot of the writers that facilitated, they haven't written in a long time. And after doing the salon and facilitating or even attending, they published the first essay. They're hosting their own workshops. They published books. They got accepted into programs like Bona, grad school, and they doing open mics and they've been featured. So yeah, so it's a good place of like for you to like start off or just as a safe space.
If you want that little kick in the butt to get to it, the Writer Salon will be it. Because you will find motivation there to continue to start or continue, even if you're in a slump, if you are having writer's block, if you've never tried writing poetry, if you never tried writing essays, if, Sunday's writing workshop is about malcriadez. How do you say that in English? That you're stubborn, that you talk back?
Obedience, something like that.
That you're disobedient and
like misbehaving.
It's
yeah,
like being a brat.
Yeah, so that is Sunday's theme. So that's the topics that we will be writing about, because as Latinos and even POC, when we talk back to our parents, they have names for us. So we're brought up and taught that only speak when spoken to, right? And the minute you defend yourself and say anything or you're opinionated, then you're disrespectful. So that's the topic that we're going to be tackling on Sunday. So Jukendi, you're asking about the writer's workshop. If you look in the chat and scroll up, I included the link. And you should be getting a link when you register. And the confirmation email has a link, and that Zoom link is the same for every Sunday. If you're not getting that link, let me know because it's pretty strange. All right, yeah. Who's next?
You guys want to volunteer? Or
Yeah,
okay,
I'll
there you
go
go.
next. And I'll be quick in the interest of time. So hi, everyone. I'm Daniela. I haven't ever published anything. I've never submitted anything for publishing, but I have written since I was a child. Like a lot of people have said, like I've written to like analyze and process the contradictions and the struggles that I've experienced, you know, throughout my whole life. And I think the closest that I came to like publishing anything or putting myself out there was a blog that I had on the history of women who participated in revolutions in Latin America. And that's pretty much like the only thing that I've ever put out there.
Share the blog.
I don't have it anymore. I shut it down and I deleted it. I was like, I was also really young when I did it. Huh?
That is such important information.
It is, and like I would find my blog sometimes cited in Wikipedia, which was like I was like,
wow,
oh my God,
like you played yourself.
I know, but I was like, I was really young when I wrote it, so I didn't like a lot of the writing that I had on there. But yeah, that's the closest that I've come
you
to.
You could have published a whole book out of that.
I know. I feel bad about it now, but we'll see. Maybe it'll make a comeback.
Restart.
Yeah. But so I'm basically here because I continue to write. I write all kinds of different things. I feel like if I don't write, I feel like I'm just very disoriented with myself and with the world if I don't write. And there's so many moving pieces in my life. Like I'm a grad student, I work full time, and I also help to take care of my family. So I feel like I need a space where I can come and get some motivation to write and also build some discipline when it comes to writing. So that's why I'm here.
Nice. Who else? Julissa?
Yeah, I can go. I have to go. Yeah, I can go next. So I am a very awkward person. Like right now, my heart is beating so fast because I have a hard time introducing myself and talking about myself. Like one of the lines that I put was like, I kind of just fade into the background or try to, like that is my goal in all public settings. But if you know me one-on-one, I'm much more sociable, whatever. So I love reading. I became an English teacher because, you know, everyone in college, English was the easiest one, but I hated that because I'm like, no, you people don't know how to read, don't get out of here. But most of the people, they studied English because it was easy. I absolutely love reading. I wasn't much of a writer when I was growing up, except for my senior year of high school when my English teacher would give us prompts, like 5 prompts for the week. She was like intense. She was like an AP teacher. And I'm like writing away, like I loved it. And like my best friend was like, I don't tell her shit. I was like, what are you talking about? And I'm over here thinking like, it was only later on that I was like reading my stuff and I'm like, oh shit, I really did reveal so much of myself here. So I would say that because of her, I was able to kind of like build in my experiences into writing. Because although I try to like literally like lay low and just like be in the background and just like try to live a very happy life, so much random shit happens to me and it's like hilarious. So like one of my friends was like, you should write a book about that. I'm like, no, what the hell? I don't want to be going through this experience. I don't need it for content. And so many people are like, you know, like that I've seen like on the screen or whatever, you see these people that, you know, they go undercover and then like they just do all these different experiences because they want to like have something to write about, ideas. I just write about the random shit that happens to me. And I love submitting to places where they have like really cool questions that I have an experience that goes with it because I'm able to get that out. And I have been, the first time I was like published was at a, sometimes I don't really count it. If that, I don't know if that's imposter of me or don't boo me, but like, no, it's for real. Like, it's kind of like, oh, your friends run a magazine and you get published there. Then you're kind of like, is that really? Then like, I mean, it could be the shit too, but I don't know. There's levels. Anyways, so it was my college's, my grad program's anthology that they do every year. And it was a poem. And it was kind of me talking back to this really bad article that had been published about the city that I'm from. I'm from Lawrence, Massachusetts, and the guy had published, an article called "City of the Damned," like just shitting on the town. And I did a poem called "I Am Not Damned," and it was just like I was just throwing it at him, not him, but I felt empowered to do the piece. So that was the first thing I published. And then, I've done a lot of spoken word, but like to find my voice in writing, that didn't come afterwards, especially joining the Dominican Writers Association. I just kind of was like a little worm. And then like, is it a worm? What turns into a butterfly? Caterpillar? Anyways, I was like a little flower. I'm growing, basically, is what I'm saying. So I have a piece that got published, that's supposed to be published later on. That's the thing about publishing, is like you send it out, you get accepted, and then they say like later. So I don't know what happens in between, like printing. I don't know. But yeah, so I have one piece that's coming out in the future, 2023. That's what they said. And then I have a one that got published at a website that's pretty cool. I don't really count that one. Like I said, there's like levels, but anyways, yeah. And that's pretty much me. I'm gonna stop talking now. Yeah.
For you asking what happens behind the scenes, it just means that you're not the only one getting published, and there's projects on queue, and there's projects before yours that need to be published.
Okay. That helps a lot. Yeah. Because they were like a big publishing company, and I was like, okay, this is so cool. And that was like
But it's
2023.
a good thing. Well, it's the same thing with traditional publishing. If you have a graphic novel, it takes about 2 to 3 years for that graphic novel to be published in traditional publishing. And if it's a book, it takes like 1 to 2 years for your book to be published. Because besides you, there's numerous other authors that they're also publishing. So they put you on a schedule.
But you see, that's why I didn't tell people that I'm a writer, because then they were gonna be like, oh, let me read your stuff. And I'm like, oh, listen, I don't even know. I send it out. They said, great. Oh, where is it? I'm like, I don't even know where it is. I can't show you it because they said,
Well, there's a way to put that into the bios, right? Jamberly, is it like forthcoming or something like that? Forthcoming in 2023?
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
But that's good that's good that you're here so you can ask these questions, because that's what I'm talking about. They don't let you know, like a lot of first time like people being published, they don't know, like, okay, so give me information. And so anytime you have a question about anything going on with us, if we're publishing you or anything going on in the workshop, ask, because it's crazy that they didn't even let you know. But there is a schedule, yes.
Okay, got it.
Last but not least.
Hi, everyone. My name is Hermione. Nice to meet all of you and to hear your stories. I'm a writer. I've been writing for as long as I can remember, but I do have a time in my life where I remember being very intentional about telling people I write instead of saying I'm a writer. And I didn't know then that that was a form of imposter syndrome. I think it's because I felt like, well, this is never going to go anywhere. This is something I do for my own healing. So why tell people I'm a writer? And I don't think I ever claimed being a writer, actually, until I'm going to give her a shout out, until Koylin. I met Koylin years ago, and she was actually one of the first people to ever really like encourage that writing muscle and to make me want to claim it. And so she's also the reason why I'm here today. I am someone who is not of Dominican descent, but this is the kind of space that feeds my soul. And so I identify as Black. And so being here, I'm home, because hearing topics like generational trauma and things that I know that all minorities go through are things that just make me see how similar we all are and how we all need each other in this kind of community. So I'm really grateful to be here. And what I hope to get the most from this is just my voice. I feel like this journey can be so grueling, and you're being told all these things you have to do to get published, all these ways you have to write, the ways your characters have to be, that I feel like over these past few months, even maybe the past 3 years, I've gotten so formulaic that I'm forgetting what it's like to be raw and emotional, what it's like to put the real me on paper, because I don't think people want to see it that exposed. Like everything has to be like a bit kept within the lines of the industry. And I don't want to do that anymore. Hearing Paji share her experience, honestly, I could have cried right here, because I'm like, I'm there. How come I can't show that though? Why do I feel like people don't want to see that though? And just hearing her and seeing how moved I am, I'm like, no, we need this. Like there are people who still very much need this kind of encouragement that it's okay to be vulnerable, because we do it in secret, in private anyway. So that's me. I'm excited to find my voice during these few weeks with all of you. And I'm just so happy to be here.
Thank you. We're happy to have you. And you just summed up everything right there. We have 10 minutes, guys. I was so nervous to start this and I even wanted to finish. Okay, so with the last few minutes, I just want to say thank you. Honestly, I relate so much to what Daniela, Herman, Julie said. Like, I call myself a writer. I don't call myself an author. I keep my things to myself. They're very personal to me. I've written all my life. I love my work, but I share very specific people. If I publish, it's here and there, but I don't make a big deal about it. But I love publishing. I love reading. So I want to read all of your essays. And so the first essay that I'm going to ask from you is, hold up, I have it right here. Well, I'm going to send you a link so you can have, each one of you have your folder. So this is where you're going to upload your essay. You can start it now in the next few minutes when I tell you. And be vulnerable, be raw, just put everything on the page, and then we'll fix it later. We'll edit it later. We'll rearrange it later. But I just want to know your whole thought process. I want you to just put it on the page, okay? So the first topic of this, no se habla, things we don't talk about, is dirty laundry, asuntos familiares. So a lot goes into this. So you can be as general or as specific as you want, but this is what I had in mind. Should I read it in Spanish and then English? Right? Yeah, is that okay? Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Read it in English.
In English only? Okay. I can translate. Hold up. Stories about a culture of secrecy, how to break those silences, gaslighting, scapegoats, and how do you say apariencias?
Appearances.
Appearances in not Hispanic family, in our families. Examine where the culture of secrecy derives, what topics are taboo to discuss in your household, and what happens when you break these silences. So that is the prompt. Do we have time to write a few minutes? We probably won't have time to share though. But yeah. What do you think, Angie?
Yeah, you could give them a few minutes to write, and then you could explain to them what the
requirements
process is going to be like for them to send you their work, and
Okay, so let's take 5 minutes to just like brainstorm what these what you want to write about in this topic.
Did you copy and paste the prompt in English and Spanish and put it in the chat?
Oh, I gotta look it up now. It'll take a minute, but I was gonna email everybody afterwards anyways with all the notes from this session and the assignment, if that's okay with everybody. So, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and just let you know what we're looking for as far as how to write this essay. That is a topic, breaking these silences, determining what are these, taboo topics that you can't talk about within your family. And it's creative nonfiction, whether it's a personal narrative, an essay, but it has to be 1,500 to 2,000 words in Times New Roman, size, you can do 12 or 11. I like 11. You can do it English, Spanish, Spanglish. Each submission should be in a Word doc. And add a title. Don't add like the title of the prompt, like choose a title for your piece, whatever you're writing about, because we've had a lot of that. And include all your information. Also, if you want to share your phone numbers, if you want to share and like email, social media, like share each other's social media so we can get to know each other. If you're okay with that, if it's not too personal. And yeah, so that's what I'm gonna be asking for.
Do you have like when you want these to be submitted by?
Yes. So take a week to write it, because our workshops are going to be every 2 weeks. So take a week to write it, and then that'll give us enough time to read it the second week. So by the time the next workshop comes, we would have had time to write comments or notes on it. Does that make sense? So write it by next Thursday, and then everyone read it after that to provide notes.
Meaning that the other writers are going to read your work and provide feedback.
Yes.
Is there a word count or like a page length?
No page length. 1,500 to 2,000 words is what we've been doing. I think that's a good amount.
Right. You guys are going to become very close. So.
And I don't mind. You can email me. Email me anytime. I will. Any questions or anything? I'm here.
Yeah. So are you going to include when they read each other's work, should they be taking notes and?
Yeah, I would like that. Read each other's work and write notes. Write it down. So
write your thoughts and feelings about each
Yeah.
Participant's piece, and bring it to the next workshop.
Yeah, we can discuss it in the workshop, but also have it in writing and submit it to that person's folder so that they can also review it with time and, know what they have to work on later on when they do edit the piece.
And just know, please try your best to read everyone's work. And I say this because it feels really ugly when there's a participant here who has shared their work with everyone and no one has feedback. That sucks. So you're getting feedback for your work. Please make sure that you provide feedback for everyone else. You have 2 weeks to, the sooner you write and the sooner you drop it in the folder that everyone could read, the sooner, the more time you guys have to read each other's. There's about 13 of you in this workshop. So, yeah.
But also, I mean, not just like, yeah, great job, I love it. I mean,
yeah, no.
Motivation, support. Yes. Tell me everything you love about the piece, but also tell me what I need to make.
How did it make you feel?
Yeah. What's missing? Like sometimes like,
add another anecdote. Not, what would you add? What would you take out?
Yeah.
That type of feedback. Nobody wants to hear, oh, that's good.
Like, thank you, but what now?
But constructive criticism.
Yes.
Be nice.
Yeah, be nice. But
if you don't like a piece and you didn't connect to it, just find a nice way to say it.
But yeah, but just say that too. Just be like, I feel like something's missing, or I don't understand this, or just even
elaborate on this, or
because if there's something missing of a piece, like if you're not connecting to it, it's because something's missing. Do you need more details? Do you need another anecdote, another, what like, so just be helpful. And that way we can just move forward. And when the person edits the essay, they know what they have to work on. So
how does everyone feel about that?
Do you want us to have like feedback for everyone, like written down on a document, whatever? Or can we make comments on that? Or would that be because there's so many of us, like way too much on one document? Like,
no, make your own document and then add it to their folder. Everyone will have
okay. Folder. Completely missed that part. I'm so sorry. Okay, thank you.
No, I'm probably talking really fast. So definitely add any notes on your own document and just add it to that person's folder so they can just be able to look at it whenever they edit their piece. And we'll do the same thing every week. So there'll be a writing prompt at the beginning and then a prompt at the end where you can write the essay and then we'll discuss it. At the end of the last workshop that we have, I do want you to choose an essay so then we can go in and edit it and prepare for publication. So that way you have at least a couple of essays that you've already written. And if you need to edit any of them further, you can always email me. Does that work for everybody? Any questions?
Sorry, so you said this current first essay is due when? Next Thursday?
Thursday, yes.
Thursday, okay.
And it doesn't have to be a clean version. It can just be, yeah. So.
Right, don't worry so much about the format and whether it sounds, you know, cohesive or not, because Jamberly is gonna help you edit it.
It makes it fun for me. Just leave it so raw that just give me something to tell. Not
Editing is her drug, so.
It's fun. Anything else? No. Okay, but like I said, I'm going to send the link with the folders. I will send an email with any information. You can ask me questions. You can contact me anytime. And yeah, we can meet again in 2 weeks. In the meantime, stalk each other's Instagrams.
Yeah. I'm here thinking you're Dominican. I hope you guys don't know my family.
Veras. I don't think I know any Veras. I know Suarez, my husband Suarez. Who else?
From where?
I know you mean. I gotta ask.
Are you family with Joe Veras? Okay, that's the only Veras I know, el bachatero.
Bachatero writer.
That's it.
Now I gotta look up your family because I'm like, why is he asking? No, I think Ramon is from the capital. So I don't know any Suarez from the capital.
We're from San Francisco.
I think his grandfather's from there, yeah. Oh my God, imagine we're related.
Mi familia. Ay, Dios.
I said the same thing with Nicole, the Spanish editor, because she's Tavares. I'm like, are you like my cousin? But I don't know. Right now we're
Tenares. You see, we're all connected one way. This is a small island.
So Jamberly, Jukendi is asking if we're always gonna end at 7:30, if that's the plan.
Yes, that's the plan.
Yes.
Yes. Anything else? Did I miss any questions? Okay.
Oh, somebody mentioned a WhatsApp group for the writers. I think that's a good idea. I don't know if people are open or if everyone has WhatsApp. Let us know.
I'm down.
You'll be the 100th group on my WhatsApp.
There's so many groups. Okay, we'll start a WhatsApp.
Okay, guys, have a good night. Jamberly and I will be emailing you. Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Look forward to your story.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Jamberly, stay on, okay?
Okay.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.